Please welcome the president of Leaders We Deserve and March for Our Lives co-founder, David Hogg.
Good evening, Texas. You know, when I was thinking about what to say up here, I couldn't stop thinking about what happened here in El Paso in 2019. But there was one thing in particular that I couldn't stop thinking about. And that was this thing that we hear over and over again after these shootings, where they say, you know, that gunman, it's not about the guns, it's about mental health, right? Let's be clear. Mental health is important. 2/3 of gun deaths are suicides. Those need to be addressed. We need to address the trauma that our young people go through when they're hiding under their desks or diving behind cars to avoid bullets in a drive-by shooting outside of school. That is the mental health we need to be talking about. White supremacy is not a mental health issue. Hatred is not a mental illness. And we need to stop the slander that says that hatred is a mental illness. Racism is not a mental illness. That gunman in El Paso did that because he had the capability and the intention to kill people. He was a white supremacist. Period. No further discussion. Same thing happened after Buffalo, where the gunman was a self-declared white supremacist. Hatred is not a mental illness. And we need to make sure that Republicans are held accountable this November and realize, if you are saying the same things that these mass shooters are saying, that you say that there's a Hispanic invasion at the border, you are part of the problem. And we will vote you out. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to do that? All right, because we're well on track to doing that here in Texas right now. And you know why I know that? I have been to Texas so far this year over 6 times on the ground. I believe in the future of this state because I know Texas, many people want to write it off. I'm from Florida. I know what that feels like. But guess what? In Florida, we're not writing you guys off. I'm not writing you off. I believe in Texas. I know that this state is done regressing. Because today it starts progressing. And that's only going to be made possible by each and every one of you. This state just elected Leaders We Deserve endorsed candidate Molly Cook to be the first openly gay state senator ever in Texas. That's progress. And we're doing a lot more work. Avery Bishop needs help in Dallas. So whether it's Dallas, whether it's San Antonio, whether it's in Houston, we have to go and knock the doors because the voters want to hear our message. And when we vote, when we go and knock those doors, every single door you knock counts. Every one. And I know that because there was a young man I met just recently working on Molly's campaign. When I knocked the door, it was supposed to be a 6-year-old woman named Lisa. It was a 20-year-old who had his gaming headphones on and was shirtless. And I explained to him the power of Molly running, what she supports. And you know what he said to me? He said, that sounds great, but what corporations are funding her, right? What I got to say to him, though, was because she was a Leaders We Deserve endorsed candidate, that she doesn't take corporate money. And I got to see his face turn from one of suspicion and distrust to one of inspiration. And Molly won by 74 votes. We are making progress. Those Republicans need us to believe that change is not possible, that bad government is inevitable and nothing can ever get better. We need to stand up against that and say, hell no. We are going to fight against that because we realize bad government is not a consequence of government itself. It is a consequence of bad Republican leadership. And it's time to get more Democrats elected, and it's time that we flip Texas blue. Are you ready for that? Let's do it. Let's flip Texas blue to make sure that what happened in Uvalde, that what happened in El Paso, that what's happening every single day in this country in the form of shootings is in our history books and not in our headlines. Are you ready to do that? Let's go and do it. Let's go out and vote. Thank you so much.